From Space Launch Complex 1 at the Kerbal Space Center, the Realistic Design Bureau is proud to bring you Delta IV Heavy launch coverage. Today at Space Launch Complex 1, a Delta IV Heavy rocket is fueled and ready to launch the KROL-1 mission for the Kerbal Reconnaissance Office. We are currently in a 10-minute hold. We are currently in a 3-minute hold. We are currently in a 2-minute hold. We are at T-minus 1 minute, 59 seconds, and counting. The spacecraft is fueled, and the mission controllers are ready. The mission will end with confirmation of second stage ignition and payload fairing separation. T-minus 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining until launch. One minute, 20 seconds. Vehicle being transferred to internal power. And throttle being set to initial engine power up phase. T-minus 1 minute. Spacecraft now being prepared is now confirmed on internal power. Launch towers are established. Swing arm lock pins have been pulled. T-minus 36 seconds. Beginning final cryo ventilation systems nominal. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff of the Realistic Design Bureau Delta IV Heavy rocket carrying the KROL-2 mission for the Kerbal Reconnaissance Office. Delta IV Delta IV now climbing out of KSC, experiencing nominal rate of climb. T plus 50 seconds. Delta IV should be entering the gravity turn, and we are into the gravity turn phase. Gravity turn has started. We have a confirmation of gravity turn start at T plus 1 minute, 20 seconds into the mission. Delta IV continues to track nominally. Delta IV rocket experiencing nominal rate of climb. Velocity of 150 meters per second. Downrange distance a little less than half a kilometer. Delta IV boosters burning as expected. Preparing for port and starboard CBC jettison about 1 minute from now. Delta IV continuing to burn fuel at a nominal rate. Downrange distance now 1 kilometer. 3 RS-68 engines, all consuming 82 units of fuel per second. That is units of fuel and oxidizer. Fuel draw nominal. Preparing for CBC jettison, we're at T plus 2 minutes, 55 seconds. T plus 3 minutes, 10 seconds into the mission. We are through Mach 1. Velocity 490 meters per second, preparing for port and starboard CBC jettison. Preparing for that. Port and starboard CBC jettison should be occurring momentarily. And we have shutdown. And a good separation of the two delta and the two common booster cores have separated. The Delta IV continues to power on. Payload fairing separation we should be experiencing payload fairing separation soon. Velocity 660 meters per second. Downrange distance 11 kilometers. T plus 4 minutes, 6 seconds into the mission. Now switching over to Satellite Toolkit. STK mode has been engaged. The Delta IV Heavy launcher is flying at twice the speed of sound. And weighs just half of what it did at launch. Velocity now 700 meters per second, launching out of the KSC. Payload fairing separation is expected to occur at around 60 kilometers altitude. Altitude now 28 kilometers, T plus 5 minutes. Beginning to experience some overheating in the main engine. Putting main engine back to 50% thrust. Thrust limited has been engaged. Velocity nominal. Downrange distance now 30 kilometers. Velocity of 940 meters per second. Well, would you look at that? There's KDRS-A sitting in its geostationary position. Downrange distance now 35 kilometers. Velocity of 970 meters per second plus 6 minutes, 8 seconds into the mission. Main engine being put back to full thrust. Experiencing about 1 G of acceleration. The engine was throttled back during the dense atmosphere, during the low thrust requirement phase of flight. And we have engine throttled back to 67%. Altitude now 47 kilometers. We are at plus 7 minutes after liftoff. This is the KROL-2 mission. We're at Mach 4. We're 4 times the speed of sound. T plus 7.5 minutes into the mission. Altitude now 52 kilometers. Preparing for booster engine, preparing for Delta 4 payload fairing separation. Preparing for Delta 4 payload fairing separation. Velocity now 1.4 kilometers per second. T plus 8 minutes. 15 seconds into the mission. Downrange distance 80 kilometers. Delta 4 rocket Delta 4 rocket performing nominally. Preparing for payload fairing jettison momentarily as the Delta 4 Heavy continues to fly downrange. Delta 4 payload fairing separation will mark the end of our live broadcast at the request of our customer. Main engine throttle back to 50% thrust. Booster experiencing nominal flight. Payload fairing separation is confirmed. The Realistic Design Bureau thanks you for watching this live coverage of